I love self-love quotes. I mean, who doesn't? Quotes like, self-love is the key to happiness. Learn to love yourself. To fall in love with yourself is the first secret to happiness. Be proud of who you are and not ashamed of how someone else sees you. Hi guys, welcome to my personal coaching club. Please subscribe and like this video and turn on notifications so that you know when I post. Thank you. So, according to Wikipedia, self-love has been conceptualized as a basic human necessity and as a moral flaw akin to vanity, selfishness, egotism, and conceit. Well, if you ask me, I will say that this defines self-indulgence. And self-love is different from self-indulgence, in my opinion. Self-love is not selfish because if you do not love yourself, you cannot love another person. You cannot give what you do not have. Today, we will be looking at 6 ways to practice self-love. Number 1, stop being hard on yourself. If you're constantly hard on yourself, it stems from a dislike of yourself or for yourself. Many people constantly berate themselves and talk to themselves worse than they'll talk to anyone. I'm not advocating for talking bad to anyone. I'm just saying that sometimes our self-talk usually stems or comes from a part of us that lacks genuine love for ourselves. You need to learn to forgive yourself for mistakes that you make or you've made in the past. Learn to see them as learning experiences and embrace every lesson you learn from them without putting yourself down. If you are constantly putting yourself down, one day you will look in the mirror and feel disgust at yourself and realize your self-esteem and self-worth is in the tank, so to say. Pep talks to motivate yourself is the only kind of self-talk you should give yourself. If you make a blunder, error, or do something wrong, talk to yourself right as you would a little child that you're willing to save. That is self-love. As Brené Brown says, owning our story and loving ourselves, true, that is the bravest thing that we'll ever do. Be yourself. An original is so much better than a copy. Number 2, begin fully accepting you. If you're not able to love yourself, even with all your personal baggage and dysfunctions, then you have not fully accepted yourself. I know that there are some aspects of yourself that you may not like or appreciate. You do not even have to like every single part of you. What I'm talking about here is loving yourself in spite of these things. Love is a decision. It is not just about loving yourself because everyone thinks you look good or you do everything great. I'm talking about loving yourself, flaws and all. You have to decide in advance to love yourself. That is full acceptance of yourself, and it will boost your self-esteem and make you appreciate how worthy you are. Stop underestimating yourself. I believe there is more to you than meets the eye. Another quote says that you are allowed to be both a masterpiece and a work in progress simultaneously. Put yourself at the top of your to-do list every single day, like I like to say, and the rest will fall into place. Number 3, turn guilt and shame into self-compassion. So, self-compassion, as Kristin Neff says, is all about treating yourself as you would treat a good friend. Why most people struggle with loving themselves or mistaking self-indulgence for self-love and vice versa is because they are many times burdened with guilt over their past life or mistakes and riddled with the shame that they feel anytime they recall all of that. You need to learn to let go of guilt and shame. Many times, the very fact that you feel remorse is a good sign that you realize that you made certain decisions previously based on the knowledge that you had. As Oprah Winfrey says regularly, when you know better, do better. So that feeling of guilt and shame should act as a sign to you that you have grown. Your healthy conscience is a good thing. So use all that guilt and all that shame as fuel to get the engine of your love and appreciation for yourself rolling. Literally turn guilt and shame into self-compassion. Self-compassion is not letting yourself off the hook, but rather accepting your humanity in spite of things not being perfect. Eat like you love yourself, move like you love yourself, speak like you love yourself, and act like you love yourself, and you will begin to love yourself. Like clockwork, all day, every day. Perfect practice makes perfect. You get the picture. Number 4, balance your love for others with your love for yourself. When you have a heart that finds it easy to love other people, you may find yourself doing amazing things for others that you would struggle to do for yourself. For instance, when was the last time you got yourself a present or gift of something you really liked? I'm not even talking about anything extravagant. I'm just making a point that you may be able to recall the last gift you got someone for their birthday or some other event, but may not recall getting yourself a gift ever. Well, I have done interesting things, like mailing myself a gift to myself just because I love myself. Even the Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. You cannot love others for real if you do not love yourself for real. A famous self-love quote says that you cannot pour from an empty cup. Take care of yourself first. Even when traveling on an airplane, you are advised to put on your emergency oxygen air mask first before you try to help someone else put on theirs. It is basic common sense. If you're full, then you have overflow to give to another person. Falling in love with yourself first does not make you vain or selfish. It kind of makes you indestructible and wise. Number 5, move in the flow of life without strain or pressure. Learning to truly enjoy life is only possible when you know how to love yourself. Real self-love flows like a river from you to everything that surrounds you. Learning to live from a place of flow means that you do not let the pressures of life strain or weigh you down. That comes from self-love and births more self-love. If you love yourself, you will not let things bog you unnecessarily. Believe in yourself a little more. That's when self-love blossoms and flourishes. Loving yourself is the greatest revolution. When something happens, especially when it is out of your control, let it go and trust that it will work out. Have faith in God and in yourself. Again, I say, never let the pressures of life weigh you down, and always, always believe that everything will work out for the best and will work out for your good. When you love yourself, you are open to welcoming the best that life has to offer you. To make a rich and meaningful life happen, you need to learn to love yourself. Number 6, be kinder to yourself. Take every opportunity life presents to you or create your own. Make lemonade with lemons and apple pie with the apples you are given. Remember that your feelings are valid. They may be fickle sometimes, but they are all yours. Embrace the positive ones and let them override the negative ones. Trust yourself to make good decisions for yourself. Also, trust your intuition. You know you are filled with potential. Activate your potential. Do not let anyone tell you any different. The world is filled with a lot of opinions and criticism. If others criticize you, don't join them in beating you up. Do not call yourself bad names or mean things. Instead, celebrate your uniqueness. Appreciate how far you have come so far and how much you have grown. Be as caring towards yourself as you are towards others. According to the science of happiness, people who are kind to themselves are happier, more optimistic, and less likely to be depressed or anxious. Give the same kindness to yourself as you give to others. Remember to focus on the good and to love who you are now. The past is over. Let it go. The future is not here yet, so let it come. Also, remember to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and let's talk in the comments. Thank you for watching. I love you.